If you've been following the Epic v. Apple case, you'll know that it had a big final day of testimony Friday with the arrival of Tim Cook, there to defend his company's practices, including the 70 to 30% revenue split of the App Store, the crux of the case, and what the Fortnite developer is trying to change. As expected, Cook's testimony had some easy questions from Apple lawyers and some tougher cross-examination from Epic, and yet everyone was surprised when it was the judge herself, Yvonne Gonzalez Rogers, who ended the day absolutely grilling Cook on many of the core issues of the case. Here are some of her most pointed quotes. Transcriptions via The Verge, such as questioning Apple preventing Epic from relaying messages about cheaper places to get V-Bucks. If they wanted to go and get a cheaper Battle Pass or V-Bucks, and they don't know they've got that option, what is the problem with Apple giving them that option? And on Apple absolutely raking in money from the gaming industry's microtransctions while other apps don't compare. The gaming industry seems to be generating a disproportionate amount of money relative to the IP that you are giving them and everybody else. In a sense, it's almost as if they're subsidizing everybody else. She questions the notion that Apple is doing much to earn the ongoing revenue from these games. I understand this notion that somehow Apple's bringing the customers to the users. But after that first time, after that first interaction, the developers are keeping the customer with the games. Apple's just profiting off that, it seems to me. And if the system works so well, she questions why exactly it is that 39% of surveyed developers said they were unsatisfied with Apple's distribution services. How is that acceptable? And how is it, assuming those numbers are true, how is it that you're feeling any motivation and incentive to address their needs? At the beginning of the case, I remember Rogers making similarly pointed statements, but more seemed to be directed against Epic, rather than Apple. But after 3 weeks of testimony, it sure seems like she's giving a pretty clear picture of where her head is at regarding Apple's defense, and it's easy to see that it doesn't exactly look good for the tech giant. Though what the ruling is and what specifically could or would be changed remains to be seen. Fundamentally, what it seems to come down to is that Apple is trying to paint itself as running a benevolent system that includes a lack of choice in a closed ecosystem in order to protect users and developers. Epic has been trying to show that the App Store is full of garbage anyway despite these policies, and that Apple is mainly concerned with one thing: retaining the massive profit margin they rake in from the App Store, and competition like alternative game stores or cutting their rates for all developers would lower that.